Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, General Vijay Singh, Honorable Minister of State Independent Charge for Power, New and Renewable Energy, Shri Kumar Singh, Interim Director General of the International Solar Alliance, Shri Upendra Tripathi, Secretaries of the Ministry of External Affairs and the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, senior officials of the Government of India, and members of the media. A warm welcome to all of you who have come here today to witness the historic signing of the Headquarters Agreement between India and the International Solar Alliance. We are honored to have with us the Honorable Ministers from the MEA and the New and Renewable Energy Ministry, the Interim Director General of the ISA, and senior officials of both ministries. The agreement marks the reflection of India's continued commitment to the goals of the International Solar Alliance, as outlined in the founding summit held 2 weeks ago in New Delhi. Without further ado, I now invite the Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs and the Interim Director General to sign and exchange the agreement. Thank you, sirs. I now invite the Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, General Vijay Singh, to address the gathering.
Shri Aapke Singh Ji, Honorable Minister for Power, as well as New and Renewable Energy, Shri Upendra Tripathi, our Interim Director General International Solar Alliance, Secretary MNRE, Secretary ER from MEA, members from both the ministries, and all the members of the press and others who are present here. It's a very happy occasion that we have signed the International Solar Alliance agreement along with and given it to the interim director. What is important is that India has taken a lead, and you all are aware that when the founding conference was held of the International Solar Alliance at Rashtrapati Bhavan Cultural Center, we had, out of the 121 countries who were eligible to get into the International Solar Alliance, 62 have expressed their willingness, 32 have ratified the framework agreement, a very large number. And therefore, the dream and the vision that has been there to make solar energy as the main modicum for the rest of the world has come about as part of our efforts for ensuring that we meet the targets of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big project, it's a big initiative, it's a long-term vision where the entire industry would be able to gear up for the type of wide reach that solar energy would have. You all are aware of our own initiatives in solar energy. By raising the target to 175 gigawatts, the prices of solar energy per unit have come down. And this is what we are hoping for, that this large expansion would ensure that prices all over come down. One of the challenges that remains today is how to make the storage capacity in terms of the batteries that are being used smaller and more compact so that lesser space is occupied. I'm sure in very near future we will have answers to that also, which will make solar energy a much more viable option. especially our effort has been to ensure that it reaches the poorer sections and the sections which have been denied energy so far, farmers, in terms of the solar pumps that are being used. And with the signing of the agreement, with the International Solar Alliance founding conference that took place, we are sure that the future for ISA and the future for solar energy is extremely bright. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. I now invite the Honorable Minister of State Independent Charge for Power, New and Renewable Energy, Shri Kumar Singh, to make his remarks to the gathering.
Thank you. General Vijay Singh, Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs. Mr. Upendra Tripathi, the Director General of the International Solar Alliance. Mr. Anand Kumar, the Secretary, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Friends, colleagues. Today is truly a historic occasion. Now, we have one international organization being headquartered here, a treaty-based organization, and also an organization of which we laid the foundation, we sowed the seeds. It was announced on the sidelines of COP21 in Paris by our Prime Minister and President Macron. But our Prime Minister had, I mean, it was truly an Indian idea. Our Prime Minister had spoken about it at Wembley in 2015, about getting all the countries who are Surya Putras, so to speak, those who have the sun, to use the power of the sun to access energy. Now you have almost about 2/3 of the world who are energy deficient, who are dependent on external sources for energy. And energy is the prime requirement for development. If a country is deprived of energy, it does not develop. It needs to import energy. Now, it may be deprived of energy for various reasons. It may be deprived of energy because it has not been able to access it, even though it is available underground, or it may not have the resources, whatever. And basically, India's idea was that we will get together all these countries and we'll enhance the power of the sun to access this. And this is what has happened. This is what has happened. We have taken the lead. And let me tell you, I mean, this is the part of the world which is the most deprived, Africa. And us. You know, countries between Tropics of Cancer and Capricorn, for whatever reason. I mean, these are the countries which were, left underdeveloped or are developing. If you look at it, not the countries in the temperate zone, not the countries above the Tropic of Cancer, no. It's these countries. And now you have a situation where energy will be available to them at affordable rates, at about 3.5 US dollar cents or 3.7 US dollar cents per unit. And it is also easily deployable. You can power up remote villages without having to run grids or lines. And this is what ISA is about. And we have been fortunate, God has been kind, that things have worked out in such a way that something which was, thought to be very expensive has now become very affordable. So that is the great thing about it. It is easily deployable, it is deployable in small quantities, and it is affordable. And therefore, this is something which will address the needs of the underdeveloped countries. And let me tell you, I mean, even before the conference of the International Solar Alliance, and during the conference, and even after it, even today, I mean, we have the vice presidents of the 3 African countries here with delegations, ministerial delegations. And all of them were inquiring of me as to how they can access the knowledge the experience which we have gained in setting up renewable energy systems. So this is what we have, our experience is going to help these countries. And help these countries in a meaningful way. And we look upon it as, just from that point of view, of helping, making sure that, the benefits of our experience is shared to all those who need access to energy. And that we will be doing. We already have, our Prime Minister announced projects worth $1.4 billion for 13 countries, which we are taking up. Projects worth $147 million are in different countries, are in various stages of construction. So we're already doing it. And we'll increase the scale. We'll increase the scale. We'll invite our industries, our people to go and set up projects there. And we'll set up mechanisms to de-risk whatever risk there may be. That is our primary goal. That should be the primary goal and will be the primary goal of the ISA, de-risking. We'll de-risk it and we'll invite our industry to go and set up industries in these countries, just like they are setting up industries in our country. So this will be something which will, I think, bring about the fruits of development to large parts of the world, I think this is truly one of the, initiatives, one of the most important initiatives in the world in the past 3-4 decades. I mean, it has a potential to change how, change the development paradigm in the world. This has the potential of changing the development paradigm in the world. Suddenly, and you will find that people don't need to import energy anymore, don't need to import fossil fuels anymore. Suddenly you will find energy and electricity reaching the remotest village, because you can set up distributed solar, you can set up mini grids in Africa or in remote parts of the wherever. So this is a great leveler. What has happened is a great leveler. So I welcome the coming to existence of the ISA. I welcome the fact that the ISA is now a juridical body of the United Nations. And I welcome, I think this is a milestone, signing the host country agreement. And let me assure the ISA that whatever assistance it needs, whatever we can give, whatever is in our part to give, we shall give. We've already made available 175 crores, but if more money is required for construction or whatever, we are willing to consider it. But ISA, we believe, is truly important, and therefore we will put our shoulder to the wheel. We will give whatever assistance is in our part to give to make the ISA a success. I want to congratulate General Vijay Singh, the Ministry of External Affairs, and the DG of ISA on this truly historic occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. I would now invite the Interim Director General, Shri Upendra Tripathi ji, to make his statement.
Honorable Minister General Dr. Vijay Singh, Honorable Minister for Power and Renewable Energy, Mr. Aapke Singh, my colleagues Anand and Tirumurthy, with whom I'm very close in date, friends. Two small events, not anecdotes even. I remember Reinvest in 2015. I was briefing the Honorable Prime Minister with one-page note about what exactly we're going to do in the Reinvest. So I had one page with me, and the other page was with the Prime Minister. So he put me a small question. He said, look, in your first page, you have written in megawatt. In the second page, you have written in gigawatt. So what is the reason? Well, as a bureaucrat, I said, I'm sorry, sir, it's a mistake. But he said, no, it is not a mistake. It is that your mind is transiting from megawatt to gigawatt. A few months before that, he had told that 20,000 megawatt is being converted into 100,000 megawatt. So that we're still under that shock of 100,000 megawatt. And that mental transition he was referring to at the level of secretary those days, ISA represents a mental transition from megawatt to gigawatt at a global level. We are talking about $1,000 billion of investment to come into the solar sector, and 1,000 gigawatt of solar total, in the member countries. And to that end, today is a historic day. And just before coming, somebody asked me, what is the significance of this host country agreement? January, we were in Abu Dhabi. Honorable Minister for Power and Renewable Energy was there. The Honorable Minister from Congo landed up in Abu Dhabi without a visa. And I'm told UAE didn't have diplomatic relation with Congo. So there was no obligation on their part to give a visa. But this gentleman, the Honorable Minister at the Abu Dhabi airport, produced the ISA invitation letter. And on that ground, because a treaty was signed by Abu Dhabi, they had to give diplomatic visa to him to enter, to come and attend the ISA event in Abu Dhabi. And this is the global identity that the host country agreement brings about. It is a serious commitment to honor the international laws that enable treaty-based organizations to come and discharge their duty. It's a great event, and it's a historic day. In 847 days that we have, around that, to come to this stage, I must acknowledge the tremendous role India has played, particularly, the way MEA worked to get the 61 signatures, the ratifications. I know the team, they're all sitting here. And the way MNRE put up everything, starting from cabinet notes, getting the approvals, it has been a historic journey of all of us. It's a great thing for India. In fact, India, will be identified with Aisha because it's India's idea. India brought it with the help of France. They launched it. Hence, on behalf of Aisha, the Aisha community of all countries, its members, I convey my thanks to India and all who worked on behalf of India. I'm sure the journey will continue. We will, try our best to keep the promise of bringing in the solar revolution, which the Honorable Minister talked about, distributed energy, of being, getting affordable energy everywhere, and that is the solar revolution ISA stands for, and together we will achieve. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your words. This concludes the program. Thank you once again to the distinguished leaders for your presence here today. I invite all of you to join us for refreshments in the lobby. Thank you once again.